Listen. Yeah. Like this. Okay. Hello. Does it work? Okay. So, hello, everybody. Welcome here in the Gorod Center, where we, Morgan FAO, also have our offices. And I'm very happy that so many of you just appeared today. It's a very important evening for you. You will get quite a lot of information concerning the residents' prospects. I'm happy to welcome the students and the helpers all together. And you must know that this evening will be recorded and will be also live streamed, but the students won't be seen. So you don't have to be worried. First of all, you will get the information, and at the end, you may ask questions. Okay, so just enjoy the evening. And sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Matilda Legitimus Schleicher, and I'm in the board of Morgan FAO. Okay, bye-bye.
Hello, also from us. My name is Luisa, and this is my colleague Rebecca. And we tell you today about the residency prospects, especially for third country nationals from Ukraine. And Rebecca will start.
Yes, hello, my name is Rebecca. I think many of you already know us through the consultation. The ones that don't know, we are from Munich Refugee Council, and almost 2 years ago we started a consultation for third country nationals from Ukraine to advise them on their prospects here. And as we are advancing in time, things are changing, the laws are also changing, and we just want to give you an update today on what opportunities are there and what are the possibilities, what you can do. So today we will divide it into two groups. The one is the people who at the moment have a residence permit in Germany, for example through the BUFDI, FSJ or so. And then later on we look at the people who already have been denied their paragraph 24 and are actually in a situation where they are supposed to leave the country. What are the options? So if we look at the people who have a residence permit here at the moment, there are different possibilities what you can do next. Yeah? Now the group that is in the BUFDI or just finished the BUFDI and now is looking for the next option. So one big option is the vocational training apprenticeship, in German Ausbildung. That is something that can give you a residence permit. And there are some things that just have been changed or that will now change in March because we have some new laws in Germany. And this new law in March will change for the residence permit of language courses, also for the residence permit for a search for apprenticeship, and also in some fields working as a professional in Germany. And I will explain what will be the changes, so why these residence permits could be a possibility as well. Okay, so for the apprenticeship, Ausbildung. In Germany, this program is you're going to school and you're working. It's usually about 50-50. And the Ausbildung usually takes about 2 to 3 years. Afterwards, you are a skilled worker, and as at the moment Germany is desperately looking for people who are skilled workers, most of the people who went through this process will get a job after they finish that successfully. During the Ausbildung, you are not paid greatly. It's like a small salary. If you finished it, usually the salary is good and there are good job opportunities. So what are the requirements? Yeah, if now you are in your Bufti or you finished your Bufti and you look for an Ausbildung, the paragraph you will apply for is the paragraph 16a. Yeah? What is important? You have to clarify your identity. That means you have to have a valid passport. Your living expenses have to be secured, and that is sometimes a little bit tricky with the Ausbildung, because if you earn, let's say, 700 euros, and you have to, with all this, pay a flat plus your living expenses, and the living expenses that you should provide is about almost 500 euros. Yeah, so it is very difficult to find such a cheap flat. This is why it is sometimes a little bit tricky, and you have to find kind of a very cheap flat to cover your living expenses. But we have people who succeeded, so it is possible. Health insurance, that is usually paid by your employee, and usually the requirement is B2 German skills. But I have to say that in Munich we have the experience when your employee writes that your German skills at the moment are sufficient to start the work with him, that it went through for everyone. So if you find someone who says, I want to give an Ausbildung to you, I want to give you the contract for Ausbildung, and who is convinced that you're the right person, then that is like 90% of it, I would say. So what do you have to do? You have to apply for it. Yeah. Inge and Linda are supporting people with that. There are like pages in the internet, and there will be job fairs that Inge and Linda will inform you through the WhatsApp group or something. Because like now, beginning of the year, all the companies that have free places, they will offer them. Yeah. So it's important to be active, actively search and do applications, because there are many apprenticeships out there. You just have to find the one that suits you. And approach it. So, did I forget anything? Yeah, so if you got a contract, then come to us and we help you to get the residence permit for it. Now, what has changed with the new law, the Skilled Workers Recruitment Law, Fachkräfteeinwanderungsgesetz? That is a law that has been set in place last year, and it's working in different stages. The next stage is in March, so 1 more month from now. And it will give more opportunities to change from one residence permit to another. Yeah. So, and it will also allow to work in, like when you have a certain residence permit, to extra work with it. Yeah. So that gives more opportunity to take residence permits, like, for example, the one for a language course. Because before, if you wanted to do a language course, you had to provide the full money that would sustain you for these 6 months. Now you are allowed to work 20 hours with it. That makes it easier to sustain yourself. Yeah? So this possibility is kind of opened up. We don't have the experience yet how it will work with the Ausländerbehörde, but the law changed and made it easier. And one other big change that came, because usually you can get a residence permit as a skilled worker if you already have like a certain certificate. Yeah? If you have a bachelor in administration, you can work in administration if you find a contract for that. Yeah? You will get a residence permit. Now it has changed that you don't have to find a job in administration. You can find a job in any field as long as it's considered a qualified job. Yeah? So it cannot be a kitchen or a cleaning job. It has to be a job where the boss will say, okay, I need kind of a certain academic level, but it can be anything. It could be, what could it be? Management, yeah, or whatever. So this span got more wider, so you have more opportunities to apply for different jobs if you already have kind of a qualification. Yeah, so let's go to the language course quickly. So you can apply for a residence permit for language course. In the past, this was something we never recommended, because the law with the language course was that after the language course you cannot change into any other residence permit again. So that meant after the language course you had to leave the country. Now this has been changed. You can go into another residence permit after that. The thing is, you need a language course of at least 18 hours the week. And you have to secure your living expenses. And there is the thing where we have to see, it's a little bit tricky, but you are also allowed to work, how many hours? 20 hours? 20 hours per week. So that gives you the chance to kind of cover your living expenses in a certain way. So if now you are hanging kind of in between after your Bufti and you don't know what to do next, you didn't find a Ausbildung yet, that could be a possibility to at least apply for it with the Ausländerbehörde and see if it works out. Yeah, so if you don't know the next step, that could be a possibility. Yeah, so you need a language course of at least 18 hours, and you need an idea of a job, and in this case it doesn't have to be a qualified job, just a job of 20 hours. Yeah? And if you have that, come to us, we can help you. Then there's another funny residence permit. It is the one searching for an apprenticeship. So that is what you're actually doing right now. And you can even get a residence permit for that. What do you need for it? You need a passport. You need to secure your living expenses, need an accommodation, and a health insurance. Health insurance is tricky. You will have to pay for that. But the benefit is you could work 20 hours again. And this 20 hours can also cover your health insurance. If you are employed 20 hours, then usually you have a health insurance with that. It says you need language skills of B1. So that is something, I don't know if there's a way around that. So B1 would be very good for this one. And you should not be older than 35 for this one. Yeah, and if you can cover that, then you can apply for this. You can have a residence permit for up to 9 months. Within this 9 months, you should try to find an apprenticeship. But that is something that can buy you some time and give you the chance to earn a little bit of money in the meantime. Yeah, then the skilled worker residency. That is for the people who already got a bachelor, or if not a bachelor, if you already did kind of an apprenticeship in your home country and have like a certificate for that. And as I said, you are not limited to the field anymore. Yeah? If you have a bachelor in engineering, you can work here you could even work here as a skilled gardener. Yeah? If that is like, you're not the gardener's helper, but you are the gardener, someone employs you as that, then you could start working as that and you get a residence permit. Up to 4 years. It is important that you earn enough money to cover your living expenses, but then you are fine. So, but as I said, that is just if you already have kind of a certificate. But it's a good opportunity, and it really makes it much easier that you're not limited to your field anymore. So if you have a bachelor in pharmaceutics, you can still find a job in management. What do you need? Job contract. That is the main thing. If you have this job contract, the rest of it, I'm sure we're going to sort it out all together. But if you find a job contract like that and you have the skills, then come to us and we can help you with the rest. So,
Okay, then right now, here we have an exemplary path for a long-term residency perspective for you. It's just an example, so maybe you can skip a step or, yeah, do like you needed to do, but this, here we have, you are currently now doing a BUFTI or FSJ, maybe. And then two good options are, first of all, the language course, like Rebecca already said. So you can get, for example, 6-month residency up from March until August for a language course that you found by a part-time job. Or what you also can do in that time is that you apply for the apprenticeship search residency, also founded by a part-time job. The language course residency would be work out up to 12 months. So if you don't find a apprenticeship in that time between March and August for September, because normally apprenticeships in Germany starts in September, then you can do 1 year language course and do after that language course the 6-month residency for the apprenticeship search. So you will come to September 24 or maybe September 25 that you hopefully find an apprenticeship and get a residency for 3 years. And after that, you are a skilled worker in Germany, and yeah, you can get a residency. Maybe you can already get Niederlassungserlaubnis or German citizenship. Yeah. So this is what we have on that side, German citizenship. So there has been a change on that law in January, that from May 2024 on, that the requirements to become a German citizen will change. So the possibility to become a German, you need to have a residency in Germany for 3 years, which is totally fine if you do, for example, for 1 year FSJ and then after that 1 year language course and then 3 years apprenticeship. Yeah, and then you need to have a German C1 certificate, which is quite hard, but if you do a course, again, maybe you can get that within that 3 years. And you have to show that you can cover your costs of living. Yeah, and what you also need is to have a proof for a special integration achievement. Normally we could try, for example, to make your BUFTI count as something like that, or we can try to ask. Yeah, so if it comes to that and this is an option for you, just let us know and make an appointment with me or Rebecca, and we will help you with that. Then we have the second part. If you have been already rejected or don't have residency no longer for now, or you already have a border crossing certificate so that you have to leave Germany. What is still a good option is that you voluntarily depart and re-entry Germany. That means that you try, as long as you are still here, that you try to get an apprenticeship, get a contract or an offer even of an apprenticeship, and then come to us and we contact the responsible Ausländerbehörde and try to get something which is called, how's it called? Vorabzustimmung. It's yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is, yeah, again, yeah. It's like you get a paper which is like a pre-consent, like Rebecca said, from the Ausländerbehörde, which says that you are already allowed to come back to start your apprenticeship, but you have to do the visa procedure in your home country. And you, yeah, for that, we could help you if you get an offer for an apprenticeship, but you have to leave Germany right now. So we would try to get this pre-consent, and then we could help you to contact your the German embassy in your home country to getting a fast appointment for the visa, because, like Rebecca said, it's often taking ages if you're not having that pre-consent and if you're not having any help in Germany. So what would be the steps, or what would be the requirements? It's also like, if you are here, you need a clarified identity. You need to show that you could secure your living expenses with the apprenticeship. You need an idea of where you can live when you come back. Yeah, and like, you need B2 German skills with a certificate or something like that, and you need the offer of the apprenticeship. You don't need the contract, but you need an offer, somebody who offers you that you could start with an apprenticeship. Yeah, and then, like Rebecca told us, the pre-consent of the immigration office, who is responsible for you. Then the steps you have to take is, as long as you are in Germany, try to finish your B2, and then apply for apprenticeships. Like, maybe you could contact Inge or Linda again. They know about the fairs for apprenticeships. Maybe you can go there and secure one. Then contact us, and together with us, we contact the immigration office for the pre-consent. And then we try to contact the German embassy in your home country. And after all that happened, and you already have the appointment for the visa in your home country, then you should get a flight ticket by yourself for the departure. This would also work with a visa for a skilled worker job. So the requirements are, just the same. Like, if you're here and you still have a residency and want to apply for a skilled worker job, so you have to apply for professional jobs as long as you are here and get a job offer. The same like with the apprenticeship, it does not need to be already a contract, but it has to be a certain offer for a job. And then contact the responsible immigration office for the pre-consent together with us, and then we can contact the German embassy in your home country for an appointment. And if you have the appointment, get the flight ticket for the departure.
So I think what we have to explain again, because it is really weird, but if you're here, you're still here with a legal residence permit, or you're just like hanging in between, but you have not gotten a negative yet, you can apply for the next residence permit here. If you got the negative already, they don't prolong your fiction anymore, but they gave you the negative letter, said we deny your 24. That means things here are in a certain way over, and German laws are really tricky. They don't allow you in this case to apply for another residence permit within Germany anymore. They always say you have to go out, go through the embassy and come back. It makes no sense because it's like an extra trip for nothing, but many of our laws don't make any sense. So, but we did it with one person successfully already. There's another person in the process of it. So it's working. It doesn't make sense, don't question it, but if you are in the case, this is a way to get you back into a residence permit, and it's worth it even if it's complicated.
Yeah, and the last option we have for you is the asylum procedure, and we will not talk very much about it because it should always be the last option, and it has a lot of negative sides, so we would not recommend to do that. We would only, it should always be an emergency plan for you. So if leaving and re-entering the country is not an option for you, then this is really the last option, only the emergency option to apply for asylum. This is only an emergency option because certain countries in Germany are considered as so-called safe countries, and that means that asylum procedures for persons from these countries are generally viewed as less justified, which means that their asylum applications are processed very, very fast and are rejected as obviously unfounded. And obviously unfounded means that you have to that you also have no more chances in Germany and have to leave. And it's not like if you get now a rejection and have to leave, then because then you can come back. But if you get rejected in asylum, it's very, 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 very difficult to come back to Europe or Germany.
It also makes it more difficult in European countries once you are in the asylum system. Once you are in the asylum system, it is very tricky to move around, and then, yeah, kind of the options, you used all the options. So that, consider it properly if it would really make sense.
And if this is the last option and you would take it, please talk to us before, and we see if this is really the last option or if you find any other, thing to do for you before you ask for asylum. Okay, then now you can ask questions if you have questions. Just raise your hand. Yes, please.
Yeah, by integration, so that if someone is and they are well integrated in the system, can one of the options for integration be passing the Residency Test? Ich habe den Namen vergessen.
Leben in Deutschland?
Ja, Leben in Deutschland.
Einbürgerungstest.
Oh ja, Einbürgerungstest, danke.
I think that will be a condition anyway, that you will have to pass that test. That is not like the proof for well integration. Well integrated in that case, it's not properly defined. Yeah, it could be if you do volunteer work, for example, you help with some community, or you are active in a church or something like that. Or if you showed very fast, you went through your education and finished your education here successfully. For example, the Ausbildung, with a good grade. That would be something. Luisa also said, like doing the FSJ, that is something that is kind of social work. Yeah, you're doing 1 year of very low paid work for the German society. That could also be something that can be seen as special efforts and special step into integration. So it definitely pays off to be socially active, connect with communities, organizations, support them. That is something that would pay off in this case. And that could make you, in 3 years, a German citizen, what is pretty cool. And you got the passport and you can vote in this country.
Okay, you need to speak the question into the mic because we are streaming live and nobody's hearing if you're not speaking into the mic. So please.
After this, I think some of us will be interested to know of the courses of integration that you have available here.
Okay, yeah, we can. Yeah, like Rebecca said, it's like if you do like social works for any kind of NGO, for example, then this could be accepted. But at least I think we need to prove that in every special case. So yeah, just let us know what you did, but you could make an appointment with us and we could talk about that again. Any more questions?
Hello, everyone. Regarding to recognition process, normally I heard that those that get Bescheid can easily get like 2 years resident permit. But in a case that I saw some people, they have the Bescheid, but I'm not sure. It's like they have to go through an exam. I think FAC Fachprüfungstest, it's something like that.
Fachprüfungstest, yeah.
So does that mean that they have to go through this exam first before they get the resident permit 2 years, or they can easily get the resident permit with a paper that they said, okay, they can go ahead with the exam?
So you are in the recognition process for your diploma, what you did before, yeah. So if you already finished your studies or something like that, then you can go to the recognition process, and you get in the recognition process normally something. It depends a little bit of what kind of skilled worker you are. You get something which is called Defizitbescheid, which says what is missing to your education to be a professional in Germany. And then you have to do courses, or like you say, something called a Fachprüfungstest, and you need to prepare yourself on it. And after that, you are a skilled worker in Germany and just can apply for jobs.
Yeah, it's like you can apply for a residence permit from the moment on when you are kind of in a program to sit this test. Yeah, so you will get this paper, and then the condition to sit the test, I think, is B2. So if you got B2 already, you register with one of the schools. You will go into a course to get prepared for this test, and then sit the test. And the moment you got registered with a school, you definitely can apply for the residence permit for the Anerkennung. But the difficulty there is you have to cover your costs of living. You are allowed to work by the side, but then you will have to work to earn enough money to show that you can survive. Yeah? But if it's like in the field of medical, like Pflege, there usually are the clinics, for example, Helios Clinic, they offer a special program for people who are in this Anerkennungsprozess, that they work with them and they learn. Yeah? So just get the information on that. There is an option. The only requirement, B2, that is the difficulty.
Instead of Ausbildung, how can we actually do the dual studium instead, because it has the same system as the Ausbildung?
You mean a study? Yeah. Just go to
Dual
studium. Yes, of course. This will also work as well.
Yeah, the benefit of a dual studium is that your costs of living are in a certain way already covered. Yeah? You have to get one. They are not that common in Germany yet. It's not like all over. But if you get one, that will also provide already a part of your block account, because you're already earning, you can prove that you're earning money. And that could limit the amount you have to put on your block account. We didn't present the chance of university today. The university, the tricky thing is the block account. You need a block account of 11,000 euros for a year to show that you can provide the costs of living. If you can prove a job or other sources of income, you can also reduce that. Yeah, there's a little bit frame for negotiation, but it's not easy.
And also you need higher German skills if you go to university. I don't know especially the skills you need if you go to duales Studium, but I think that you need, for normal university, you have to have C1. I don't know if it's...
If you go into an English course, then it can work without that. But yeah, it always depends. So if you get the admission for the university, then your biggest problem will be the money.
So does that apply when someone has gone for the last option of, maybe they've applied for asylum, right, and they cannot go back home, and with asylum that shows that someone is in need. That means they don't need a block account to do the dual studium, right?
No, you can, while you are in the asylum process, you can study. It's just a question, how long will your asylum process last? Yeah? So let's say in the worst case you are from a country that is considered safe country of origin, then you will have your big interview, they will check your case, and after 3 months they will say, no, sorry, absolute negative. From that moment on, you can appeal, but with absolute negative, the appeal does not pause the deportation. So that means after 3 months, you are already in danger that they would send you back. Better case, like they see your case a little bit more serious, they might deny it, but not as completely denied. Then you go into the appeal, that will take another 2 years. Then, of course, you can, in that time, you can start to study and see how far you get and how things are going. But I'm just saying the asylum process can be very fast and very harsh if you don't have, like, at least some reasons that seem to make sense to the office.
And if you are in asylum and study, even if you're in a study program, that will not protect you from getting deported. This is the only thing which is then possible is doing an apprenticeship, and an apprenticeship could save you from getting deported in an asylum case.
Good evening. My name is Kassamba Ranchamba. I'm from Mali. And when I came here after the registration, they sent me in Altoting. And Landra Samto for Altoting had said I have to prove I'm not safe in Mali and I have to write an email. But they reject immediately for paragraph 24. And after that, they sent me to Maria Poststraße. I didn't apply for asylum still now, but I don't know, I don't have any case. I'm living right now in Marsling, and I already done my A1 and living in Deutschland, but still now, I don't have any process. I'm just living like that. And it's the same case for my friend also. He's living in Garminich.
So, but your paragraph 24 application has been definitely denied.
Yeah, they reject immediately. Without any reason, but I'm living in Mali and there is war still 2012, still now.
Yeah, that is very tricky. Let's say we have a very different handling of the different Ausländerbehörden of the cases. Yeah? Here in Munich, we were really lucky that they gave the people some time to get themselves sorted. What happened to you to get directly denied makes it very difficult. So, as we said, there is the possibility of rethinking to find an apprenticeship, for example, leave and come back, or the question of asylum. But it is a tricky case. So I cannot tell you do this and that. It's not like you are not in a position anymore to just apply for an apprenticeship or for a skilled worker job. You will have to leave the country and come back for that. That is the difficult thing.
A question about the studies. When you study, you are allowed to have a job beside.
Yes, you're allowed to have a job
Yes.
up to 20 hours a week, I think, and
Yes,
a little
that's
bit
what I
more
wanted
in
to
the.
have precise again. That you have to have a deposit of 11,000 euro, or can you negotiate that you have a job, and this job is covering the main part of your living?
This is possible, yes. You can, if you want to study, if you have all the other, all the other things together, so C1 German certificate, then you can also have a job and, have the costs of what you normally need to have at the block bank account through your job. That's possible.
Few weeks ago, I had such a case that there was a rejection of the 24 by the Ausländeраmt in Augsburg, and I talked with them, and they were ready to think it over to give a permission for Bundesfreiwilligendienst. So perhaps it makes sense to discuss with the Landratsamt in Garmisch. Tutzing is Starnberg, I think, and Starnberg is a little bit difficult, but it could be, there would be a possibility, I think, to discuss it.
I would say, I think you have a better level of discussing with them. So if someone has like a Freiwilligendienst, you can always try. On a legal basis, it is very tricky. If they have just rejected someone, they can still say, yeah, there was a mistake, we take this paper back. Yeah, we had these cases, but usually most Ausländerbehörden don't do it. But of course, try everything.
For people living in Munich, we know that it's very, very difficult to find a housing, to find a place to stay. Do they have any kind of restrictions or conditions while you're staying here, whether you want to do an apprenticeship or you want to study? Is it possible to have just one room and share it with 3 or 4 people, or are there any conditions?
No, there are no conditions like that.
And I've heard in the past, sorry, you want to answer?
Officially, there are, I think you need about 12 square meters per person. It's the question how much in detail it will be checked, but officially you need a certain amount of space.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. And I know that some of the students in the past were lucky enough to find a place to stay with an elderly couple or, a disabled person, and got a room against some kind of services. What about that?
If you get a normal contract with that person that says you pay 0 or 50 euros or 100 euros, that's fine. Any kind of living contract is a living contract. It just has to show that you are registered under that place and you live there. Of course, that is always a good possibility if that is fine for both sides.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. And have a nice evening.
And for you too, perhaps would make sense to make a consultation appointment with us once to look at your case again, yeah?
So, and Linda told me there's something to eat for everybody, so
yes,
feel free.
You're welcome. Feel free. And something to drink. Thank you.